Oh, hello. I should be live. Should be live. Man, that took a long time to go live. I wanted to try and kind of goof around and test this a little bit to see the difference between setting them up and going live. Anyway, let me just turn on everything really fast. And then I'll put the stuff up on the screen for us. There we go. At least we're monetized. That's all that I cared about. Okay, so I did one of these last week, and I kind of went over a lot. And I don't necessarily want to do the whole why I'm approaching things a certain way. In this one, I just kind of want to hop in and talk about the slates. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, one of the things that was interesting so actually a couple things. So one, this is a very, very small CS slate. Typically, we don't have them this small. And I just want to check one thing. I'll probably have all this stuff done in about 20 minutes, I'm assuming. But I figured I'd go and just talk about it. If you guys have any questions, whoever is here watching, feel free to dump them in the chat, and I'll look at whatever you guys want to view or see and or talk about. Do one thing really fast. All right, so when we're looking at the slate tomorrow, I mean, very small, very, very top heavy, very, very, very rare. You see like nearly 67% of the purse going to the top position, only a 10 entry limit. So there's two things from that to note. So one, I don't have to hit the awful. I think I just have to hit a winning lineup. Two, it's limiting the amount of advantage that guys that typically enter a lot have. Usually you have anywhere from, a 21, 23, 24 limit to like a 53 limit for esports. Although for CS, we really haven't had a big contest outside of like the three gamers for ESL, but I just don't want to deal with those. And so this is very much, we're aiming for the top of the top or nothing. And so due to that, I don't think I want to enter 10 lines. It's very rare I'm even going to make money if I do that. So I'm very much approaching this as looking at like a 4 to maybe a 3, maybe even a 2 type of lineup night. And this is the research I want to do with that. And so first off, we see B8 and Sampi and ECF and Monty, or it should be Monty. Yeah, there we go. So just on the outside looking in, I'm assuming that Monty is the favorite, and I'm assuming that they're a pretty big favorite, but we'll see. And so what I was looking at before I went live here was that a lot of usually I use Bovada because they'll cover most sports, but when we look at the game tomorrow, they did not have this competition, the Elsa Invitational, on here. Okay, and so actually they had it down here, but like there wasn't we currently really don't have odds for total and or what the spread is. It's just we know Monty's the favorite, and that really doesn't help us. So I went ahead and wanted to go through and look at other stuff. So I went ahead and looked at Pinnacle, and Pinnacle also just had just one of the games. It should be, so we have this one here, but when you look at their matches for Elsa, they don't have Monty because they're such a big favorite. I'm assuming, and so we see that B8 is the other favorite, and so I went ahead and looked at esports.net to just see what we're at here, and we have Monty as the big favorite on here, and then we have B8 as the other favorite, and it's big enough just on all these various different sports books that I think the 2-0, at least for Monty, should be pretty guaranteed, and I would be very shocked if Monty doesn't 2-0 in their map. And then when we look at B8, I mean, even at 299 or 25, we don't have one here. Much closer, very even between going to map 3. So what I mainly want to do is look at these two teams through HLTV, and then I'll go ahead and compare what SaberSim has them projected at, and we'll just kind of make some arguments and go for or against, playing them, not playing them, well, whatever stuff. So let's go ahead and look through these matches and stuff. And we can look through Monty real fast just because I know I'm not playing the other team. So we can just very quickly now, I want to look at the analytical center really fast just to see. So they have not played in this event so far. We already know that War 2K and DemQQ are probably going to need to be played here. But what I want to do is just look at how the kills are being distributed out of the last couple games that they've been playing. So this was this was today. And then week ago. Okay, so we'll look at the tier 1 teams really fast. And more so when we look at them in wins, but we don't have that's a 2-0, but that's certainly 2 weeks ago. I don't really want to use that. So just looking really fast here. Waro and DemQQ both they've won it, and Waro and DemQQ were not the top guys. Interesting. Loss here. DemQQ, Waro, okay. Montefuria, DemQQ, and Waro. So DemQQ. So Wario 2K is now we're back to the norm. However, 57.49, 51.50, Waro 56. So Waro is just on the outside. He has been underperforming. What is he in this? So Waro is 86. Okay, so right off the bat, just looking really fast, and all I just did really fast, I just looked the last 4 games that they have played at a tier 1 competition, and we've just seen that Waro has been underperforming. Now that was before I went ahead and looked at here. I mean, now granted, the average for DraftKings is just like it uses everything, like going back basically fucking a whole year at this point, like a year and a half, almost 2 years. But and it's using a lot of CS:GO stuff as well. But we're seeing that these guys are like Carousel and Styko. Styko used to be with Fnatic, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just see really fast. See if my knowledge. Yep. Well, he's in an Apex jersey here, but I'm pretty sure he's with Fnatic. Did he play with Fnatic? Not even close. He was just with Apex. Yeah, I thought he was with Fnatic at some point. Good player. Anyway, so the reason why I'm talking about this stuff so much is Waro 2K is a guy that, for me, seems like somebody I don't want to play here. The contest is 350 people, and I mean this is what I'd be playing anyway. But we don't need to get that drastically different. We're gonna assume that DemQQ, Waro. I mean, Monty is the chalk team. Everybody's going to be pivoting off of them. But I think just for the sake of how small the slate is, and just to get different, because I'm only going to be playing like 3 lines anyway, I'm probably not going to play Waro because this price tag at 86 and his expected ownership, which let's go ahead and just check and see what they're doing here. So let's go ahead and go through. Let's look. What the fuck is this? This one here. So let's just see where these fellas are. So yeah, Waro is projected at the moment by SaberSim to have the 3rd highest projection. I would probably bring up everybody. So I will probably actually do that. I'll do that at the end. But that is my first real takeaway or stance. And if you guys, like I said, I mean, there's 40 guys here. If you guys do have any questions or anything, do let me know. Or type it in chat and we can certainly look over them and stuff. So that's what we identified first. We don't need to look into Monty anymore. At least for me personally, I know how they play. I'd be absolutely floored if they'd lost. And so the main thing is, where do these guys come in at? And so we have B8 as the favorite in all the sports books. It's going to be iffy if we go to a map 3, but that typically means that we don't want to use the 3 worst guys from Sampy. Even if these guys come back, B8 should be able to compete with them pretty well. So let's go ahead and just unmap these guys and set them up by team. So what I want to do, or what I would do, is Sampy. So we need, actually, let's look at how those games are ending. We can look at both B8 and Sampai. Is it Sampi? Simpy? Senpai? Let's see. So they beat Nexus, which I'm not familiar with the current Nexus team, but I know Bleed, Rush B, and Endpoint. This will be good enough. I mean, this is back a week, but whatever, that's fine. So I just want to see. I'm looking at the Alive in Savannah here. So Alive, Savannah Middle. Alive, wow, okay. Win, Savannah, wow, okay. Huh. Interesting. Kind of all over the board. So then we're defaulting to the 3 months. So we haven't looked at B8, but that's typically concerning if when you're looking at an underdog and you look at their past results and you're seeing that they're very much spread out in terms of how their players are performing, and you see a pretty drastic difference in the rating 1.3 or 1.13, 1.09, 1.07, then a 1.02, and then a 98. That this team is very concerning from the outside looking in, whereas B8 clearly makes more sense. Alex 666, that's hilarious. That's actually funny. So I would lean B8 here. So let's go and look at B8 really fast. Oof. Well, at least they've gotten. Oh man, these guys are killing it. Good lord, these are all good teams. Okay, very shocking they lost. I don't even know that team. I know Mouse next. I know a lot of these. I know it's like Sinners. That I mean, V8 is performing very very well. Let's just see how did they lose this game 2-0? Did they get stomped? They got stomped. Wow. Okay. Let me close that. Wow. 2-0. Holy hell, dude. We had a 2-0. Only one guy in the positive. That's insane. 2-0. Head trick Alex MPL. Oh, excuse me. Head trick MPL. Alex so. Head trick MBL Alex essential. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at all these games really fast. Oops. 12-5. These guys are playing a lot of Counter-Strike. Actually, these are older games. Hold on. Let me get all the games recently. So we have yesterday, a couple days before. These are actually the most recent games. Let's see what their form is here. I know I already looked at these two, but Hetrick and PL, Essential. Hetrick Captain Alex. MPL Alex Hetrick. MPL Hetrick. Alex. Okay, so very much whatever we're doing here. So what I am probably going to do, or what I would do with, let's look at Monty real fast. So I'm going to bump up. Well, actually, we don't need to bump up Dem at all. I'm going to lower Waro to probably. I'm going to use him 48. Yeah, we'll keep him at 40. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to bring them both up. Put him at even 48, 45, 45. Because I don't. Yeah, fuck it. We'll just run a 46 across the board. Doesn't matter. Or actually, just take Waro out. That's actually easier. What the hell am I doing? So, yeah, I'll just roll with that. Fuck it. That's fine. So we have that. Now let's look at. Let's look at these guys. Let me just check again. Head trick MPL Essential. Head trick Captain. So Captain's. No, Captain's still third. I'm going to lower Captain's projection here more. Okay. So we got that done. Gonna remove them. I'm gonna just see what this gives us if we don't run it with the other team here. So let's just see. I want to see the builds we get. I mean, clearly it's going to be a lot of 3-3s, but I want to see how many we get with DemQQ as the captain. And I want to see how many we get with Headtrick, and I want to look at the the viable upside between those two builds here, if that makes sense. And this one went different because when like the slate yesterday, although I didn't play yesterday, maybe Monday, I don't remember which one I played. First game went 2-0, other game went 2-1. But there is not a lot of people with 3-3 lines now. I don't know if it was in a sense get different or whatever. And this has actually been a lot of lines, 261. That's more than I thought it was actually because I didn't lock in Dem or Hittrick here. Well, that kind of goes. Let me just look out loud here. Damn, no Waro should help this out a ton. Yeah, you should be able to build if you just to remove Waro, so I don't think I need to do anything else. I can just compare Dem and Headtrick lines. So yeah, so it's just these guys. So let's just all right. What does that give us? A pool of is it still 261? It just used. Okay. So that's fine. Actually, so fuck, we're wide open actually. Um. Okay. So that'll work. Yeah, if you remove Waro, you can actually just do the 3-3s by yourself, or not even by yourself. But I think you don't have to get too crazy there. That's a lot of lines built between those. So I mean, I think that look. So what I'm going to do past this is I'm probably not going to take the highest projected guys from the optimizer at this point. I'm going to go through and build and stuff and look around. What did the let me just see 54, 57. I bumped him up. So let's compare Dem and Headtrick side by side. So we got Headtrick, and we're gonna get Dem QQ or Demco. I think they call him Demco actually. We'll do last month actually. Oh wow, man, they are fucking close. Okay, so let's do matches. Let's see if it's being held down by less, more. Okay. All right. And that man, that's against FaZe. That's against. Oh boy, these are real teams. Whereas Headtrick, a lot of 2-0. Let me look. Now at this point, what I'm looking at, or what I'm looking for, is the total. So 1, 2. Okay, I think DemQQ is going to be more consistent here, or Demco, as they say. Horrific game. Okay. Oh, I took 3. Demco. very close. Oh, Curacao. Okay, so going through between captain, head trick, and Demko. Demko seems like the better captain, so I think I'm just going to play all Demko. And I think that's really how that's literally all the research I would do. That's what I would. That's how I'm going to approach it. So I'll go back into Saber Sim, remove the headshot or the head trick captain lineups, and then run the lineups that I think are good from Saber Sim that are 3-3s for Monty and B8. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this or if this helped you out in some form or fashion, I hope it did. And yeah, best of luck. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.